Blacksmith Her Radio, forging blacksmiths together.
Give you guys a quick tour, and if you want me to pause or anything, just let me know.
Okay.
So, directly behind me, there's a couple shelves with supplies on it. It's mostly our solvents, epoxies, things like that. So I'm trying to keep things isolated enough.
For the handles.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So then, as I turn, obviously you got the front of the garage, and there's a bit of a mess on the one wall, but I've got a 3-in-1 mill that we use for doing things like slotting guards. I've been trying to teach myself CNC as time allows, so I can get a little bit more into tool making and die making for some of the stuff.
Nice.
And then in the front of the garage, let me step around here real quick. So in the front of the garage, we've got I've got stuff in so it doesn't get rained on, but we've got our vertical forge and a couple anvils. Most of it's been donated, which has been really cool. I had a really good friend that did a fundraiser on his own and was able to purchase 2 anvils. We got a Peter Wright and I think it's a Vulcan. I'm not 100% sure.
All right. Nice.
And then a 112-pound cavalry anvil and post anvil. And then right now we've got 1 forge, and I'm working on building 2 more. And I've got a heat treat oven. And a lot of this equipment was stuff that I had initially purchased because I knew I was going to need it, and then as I've been doing the blade or the resilience forge stuff, a lot of this will eventually get turned over once we find a building.
Okay.
So, and then over here I've got the grinding station, and then I've got some woodworking tools, stuff that I've bought or traded for. And then in the back, we have the 1 surface grinder that was donated by the gentleman out of Ohio. And then come around a little bit further, I've got the drill press and the vertical, the little portaband that we had mounted. And Joe Kiesler donated that. He's the chairman of the board of directors for the American Bladesmith Society.
Oh, great.
That and the post anvil setup that we've got, and then
Nice.
I've got the finishing and polishing station. And as you can tell, we spend more time working than we do cleaning up. And then some stuff over this way.
Fantastic. Wow, you have a lot stuffed into that 2-car garage.
Working out of a 2-car garage has been interesting as we're growing and getting our equipment to where it needs to be for expanding. I would say on average we have between 3 to 6 students here a night. The most I've had on a normal weeknight is 15. And
wow, that's a lot for 1 forge.
It was. We had at that point in time we had the one forge, 1 anvil, 1 grinder, and realized very quickly that if this was going to be anything close to a service to people, we're going to have to start expanding. And that was actually one of the things that initiated us formalizing and go in this direction, was the realization that, okay, we're not going to be able to do this on our own, and if we're going to make this available for as many people as possible, then we need to start looking at how to go about doing that. And we tossed around the idea of maybe we could do a small business and just make knives, but I don't want that to be something that the guys focus on. There are some phenomenal knife makers out there who have a hard time making a living off of it. And I don't want them to assume that, once I do it 3 or 4 times, then, I can jump into it and make a living. So it's more about the therapy side of it. It's more about the community side of it. And I want them to stay focused on that. And in response to that, there have been, like I said, a ton of people that have just stepped up and made some amazing contributions to this.
Blacksmith Her Radio, forging blacksmiths together.